Welcome, everybody, to the Personified Fandom Podcast. Not sure if that's the entire title of the name, or it's just that's our title in podcast form. But this week we got a plethora of stuff to talk about. I am your host-ish, kind of, for today's intro, Mike Daggs from the Daggs Reviews, and I'm joined by Josh Meany of the Jamie Meany Review.
What is going on, everybody? Can't wait to talk about the stuff we got to talk about today, because we got some fun stuff.
And Eric Tokenell from Drink with Toke.
Yes, sir. Yeah, we definitely have some good stuff. Some not so good stuff. You be the judge.
We skipped the movie of the week this week because we figured we had so much movies that were just movies and TV shows that were just announced that, we could probably do without this week. But we can kick it off with is it all the announcements from the DCEU?
Yeah, James Gunn made an announcement. It's so funny. He said on Twitter there will be an announcement before February, and he dropped it on January 31st, I'm pretty sure.
He wasn't lying.
Yeah.
But yeah, he came out on Twitter and he announced their plan for the first phase of the DCU. Gods and Monsters. It's Chapter 1, Gods and Monsters.
Which is okay. I mean, so I'll start by saying just an overall thing of it. I do respect what they're trying to do. The fault of DC has always been that they're just a mess. Their characters are changed from movie to movie. I mean, they started off okay. Like when they launched the Justice League, they at least had some sort of cohesive plan with just those movies. But then with all the TV shows that they have, all the animated stuff too, all of it just didn't work. There was 2 different people at one point rumored to be playing the Flash. There was like cleaning up from being a different Batman. It was just a freaking mess. And so now that they're like, they want to bring it all into one timeline kind of with, stuff on the like outskirts that will be literally named. They're a different thing, like it's part of the universe but like a different story of it. I do respect that. Whether or not they'll pull it off in a way that we care about is different, but I do like what they're attempting.
Yeah,
Ginty, what do you think about some of these announcements that came out?
So I had a lot of high hopes. Obviously, I was a fan of James Gunn. Again, like Mike was saying, I do respect his idea, the plan, what he's intending to do with the DC universe, and some of the stuff. It's like I don't really care too much about some of the ideas, like creating. Like I don't even remember which one of them was, but they're going to do an animated series or an animated movie, whatever. Oh, there is an animated series.
Yeah,
and he wants the same actors that voice the characters to play the characters. I could give 2 shits about that, honestly. Just get the right actor to play the right part and stick with the damn actor. I don't know what's so hot about that. I mean, who cares what the voice sounds like? And I see what you're saying. Yes, we have the shows and this and that, but with Flash, we already know that that's completely irrelevant because there's many different universes. There's a multiverse. There's different timelines. It's all over the fucking place. Who gives a shit? You're saying you want all these characters to be the same in all these different movies and shows and franchise, whatever, but you're going to create a new Batman series, whatever, or at some point, but we're still going to have this other Robert Pattinson Batman. It's still going to be doing its own thing. How does that work? That's.
I mean, there's always been, like with comics, there's always different runs of the same kind of story told in a different way. So I think that's what they're kind of going for. They don't want to.
That's what he said.
At the base of it, they don't want to get rid of the stuff that's working. Like you want to throw away some of it so you can start new, but you don't want to get rid of too much of it that's already proven a success. The Batman, proven a success. The Joker, proven a success. So you can't just throw those away, because then people will really not care. Where at least if you hold on to those stuff, you know, they're going to be like, oh, people like you or I will be like, okay, well, I liked those things, so maybe I'll give it a chance. And that's, I think, what they're just going for. Just like, please don't give up on us type of Hail Mary type crap.
Well, I mean, the big thing about, I feel like James Gunn coming in, that video especially, he starts off by saying he grew up being a huge fan of the DC comics and characters. And I think that that's very important. Like, you have like Kevin Feige, who is a huge fan of Marvel comics. Look what he did with Marvel. You have Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni, huge fans of Star Wars. Look what they're doing with Star. Like, you have a fan at the head of this thing. And then he explained that he said the Flash movie will be will basically reboot the DC universe, which makes sense. It's Flashpoint, so it's basically going to cut off there. That's going to reset everything. He also said, not in the video, but there was a quote that he said that the Flash movie is one of the best superhero movies he's ever seen, which, coming from some people, I'd be like, whatever. But coming from James Gunn, I'm like, I bet it's fire. And I've been on record saying it, telling you guys this movie has got to be something if they haven't scrapped it. But these announcements, I mean, I got excited because he mentioned DC Elseworlds will be the Batman and the Joker and things they want to do that aren't connected to this big DC connected universe, which I think is fine as long as you don't do too many of them. If you start doing a whole bunch of them, it's going to get so convoluted and so confusing. I think if you have these core things, like keep doing Joker, keep doing Batman, maybe do something else kind of weird on the side. But then he starts listing off the movies he's going to do. Like he's writing Superman Legacy, which I'm very excited about, and I hope he directs it. I
hope you're still excited in 2 years.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
The only I'm like, holy crap, man! Like, some of this stuff is being pushed out so far. Like, I get it.
They're taking their time with it. He knows he has a lot to fix right now. He even said that the whole way of DC before was fucked up. Quote. Like, that's what he said. So he understands it's going to take time. And they have this whole roadmap. I mean, in the video when he's talking about all these movies, he's saying, yes, and then the events of this is going to lead into this. And then
I'm looking at I got the list pulled up right
this.
here. And it's, and it starts with, so there's Shazam! Fury of the Gods, which comes out pretty soon. It actually comes out in 2 months.
Well, she said something interesting about that. He said that Shazam's always kind of been its own separate thing, but he didn't definitively say whether he's going to have Shazam be an Elseworlds thing or a DC connected thing. I thought that was
I'm assuming because it wasn't completely, written and done by him, it was already in production. They don't want their name too attached to everything. Like,
they really didn't have his names in it. Yeah,
they really wanted to wipe the slate. And by the release dates of some of these, like, you have stuff that people might not give a shit about coming out relatively soon. Like, The Flash comes out in June. The Blue Beetle comes out in August. Aquaman comes out in December of this year.
Yeah.
But then you have Joker coming out next October. So that's more than a year and a half away. Then you have Superman Legacy coming out in 2 years. 2 years. And then there's not another Batman Part 2 until October of 2025. Like, and then the
like
Brave and the Bold to be determined. So it's like, that stuff has to be ground floor. They're just starting to write a script, because there's no way something would be. Yeah. I mean, you give it 6 to 8 months worth of post production. So you're talking, the script might be just in its infancy right now, which is crazy.
Yeah, true.
It seems like I said, he has the whole roadmap. He knows where they're heading, what needs to happen, and what movies he's doing, the overall tone. And now he's starting to write some of them. I mean, he's not writing all the DC movies, obviously, but he's starting to get those processes going. And I just like that they're not all coming out too soon. He's rebuilding this, and it seems like it's going to start with that Superman movie. Like, that's really going to be the beginning of this new DC universe, and the Flash is really the end. And I don't think they're going to continue with Aquaman. I think this is the last one. I really do. I don't think Jason Momoa is Aquaman anymore.
I wouldn't be surprised.
So,
I don't think that there's enough. I mean, I didn't watch the Aquaman movie, but I heard it was decent.
It was okay. I think it was fine. It made $1 billion, so.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I mean,
that's true.
It's fine.
But I just don't. I think that Aquaman Forever has been a character people don't care about. And the thing I'm worried about the most is like some of these things that they're announcing, like these TV shows. I don't think people are going to care about it.
No,
like I have no care for it at all. I'm barely invested in the Marvel stuff, and I love those characters.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
some of the DC ones, I just don't give a shit. Like they're doing their own version of like the Eternals, and it just. I just don't care. I mean, it's gonna have people that will watch it because there's people that really love comic book movies and shows that will watch it just to watch it.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as like becoming a thing, I don't know. I don't care really, and all this stuff's happening so far away that I don't know if I will care when it comes out. I mean, I will be interested, yes, but. As of right now, it's like, hey, in 4 years we're gonna give you this, and you're like, okay, well, it's been fucked since Jump, so I don't know.
Yeah, like I didn't think, when it comes to James Gunn, it's like he likes these obscure, random comic characters. Like Guardians of the Galaxy, I didn't know who they were.
Nobody
heard
did.
of them.
You lied if you said I read their comics.
Oh,
no, you didn't.
100%. 100%.
There were so many people that came out of the woodwork like, well, I read the comics back in the day. You're like, no, you didn't.
No, you didn't.
Nobody did. Nobody did. Stop. You don't need to lie to sound cool. You don't need to do it. Just say, I don't know who the fuck this is. And it turned out to be splendid, but that's mainly because of the casting. You got great actors to do it.
Yeah.
So like there's a chance for all this stuff.
Same with Suicide Squad. Look at the characters he pulled for his Suicide Squad. These freaking like D-list characters, but look what he can do, and he has one of those sideshows, the animated one that he said he already writ all the episodes for him. So I think James Gunn doing that, I'm just interested because he's doing it. And I know it's going to be quirky and it's going to be his flavor. The other show or movie they're going to do, what is it?
Swamp Thing.
They are doing Swamp Thing. Creature Commandos, that's the animated one.
Yeah, Swamp Thing's like a horror, which seems kind of cool. I kind of into that, like switching up the genre a little bit.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I mean, even like this. Even Joker is a different. Like going back and watching Joker like we did a couple weeks ago. It is not a comic book movie. It's not, not even close. Like it's like a depressing drama that happens to be the characters from the DCU. And if they spent the time doing that and making more like these novellas where it's like characters loosely based on those, I'd be okay with it. Like, I mean, if you removed some of the names from the Batman and honestly the last third of that movie of the Batman, you could almost say it's not even it's barely a Batman comic book movie. Like he's in his infancy of being Bruce Wayne or being Batman. Not
it's
Bruce
so
Wayne,
far removed from that like comic feel. You know what I'm saying? And that's one thing I definitely want to talk about with you guys is what is it? The Bold and the Brave or The Brave and the Bold. So it's going to be Batman and the Bat Family, and they're going to have Damon. I always want to say Damon Wayans.
Yeah,
Damian Wayne.
Damian Wayne,
Batman's son, who's a piece of shit. I don't know if I've seen him in the cartoons. I didn't read any comics with him or anything.
Never did.
He's just such a piece of shit. But what do you guys think of that? So they're gonna have Batman in the Elseworlds with Robert Pattinson, but then they're also introducing another Batman to us who's probably, I'd say, definitely older than Robert Pattinson, but probably a little younger than Ben Affleck age range, because he's already had the Bat Family, so he has to be doing it for a while, so we're not going to get an origin and everything. But what do you guys think about that?
You can start with
I honestly could care less. I mean, if you want to do a Batman and Robin movie or whatever, do a Batman and Robin movie. Make it real, live action, cool actual good actors, I don't care for an animated series.
Oh, it's
I
not
don't.
animated.
It won't be animated.
Oh,
it's
he's gonna do
It's
it.
live action. Yeah.
Okay. Well,
So
That's
I'll-
the big thing. That's what I'm saying. We're gonna have 2 live action
well,
Batman
all right. Well,
happening
that's
at
going
the same
yeah,
time.
going back to exactly what I was saying with like he's saying this and that, and he wants it all to be connected and this and that, but you're still gonna have this on its own, and you're gonna do this anyway.
Yeah, the Elseworld
That's
thing.
not
Yeah.
it. No. So
You know
you're
what I think that is? I think that's the studio. I don't think that's the studio going, you think we're going to scrap this? Are you
That's what
out
I'm
of
telling
your
you.
mind?
It's money. The people want to see Robert Pattinson's Batman. If you relaunch Batman right now, it's gonna lose. People are gonna be like, I don't know what's happening. I'm out. Like,
Yeah.
people are gonna
Right.
quit on it. You're gonna have, like always. There's 3 separate people. There's people that will watch it no matter what. There's people who won't watch it, and then there's the people that you might lose by going, okay, I'm not getting vested into this anymore because it's just it's always changing. I don't care anymore.
and
They're not going to throw anything out that works.
and I'm gonna fall into that stupid category. I'm gonna watch it regardless.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm gonna
And-
give him a shot. He's never let me down, so I feel like I'm gonna give all this stuff a shot. I want DC to succeed. I've always wanted DC to succeed. You have 2 of the most popular and greatest superheroes of all time with Superman and Batman. How is it that you're fumbling? And even the Justice League, How are
Well,
you
that was-
fumbling this? This shouldn't be
that-
fumbled.
That was 100% studio problem. That studio
It
fumbled
was.
that.
It was. And now we have a fan. That's what gets me excited. You know, we got a Kevin Feige, passionate person. He also is very close with Kevin Feige. He can ask him questions like, hey, how do you think I should do this and that? Because Kevin Feige is also a DC fan, you know, and he's also known the business and been doing that. That's cool that he has a close friend that he can talk to like maybe help him out with some of the stuff. But, I mean, I hope it works. I'm excited to see Superman and Batman and the Green Lantern show. I think that's
I was
going
to
to be
say
awesome.
Lanterns is the only one that I'm actually kind of excited about because I've
That
always kind of liked
fire.
Green Lantern. Yeah, with the 2 of them,
Both like a
Yeah.
true detective. Like you got to be kidding me. That sounds great.
yeah, that's the only one that
HBO,
really
like-
sparked that. That's the only one that. And the other part too is that it's HBO. A lot of these are going to be HBO, so it does give me a little bit of hope because they usually don't put out crap. Like if this was something on the CW or some shit like that, I'd be like,
don't you knock. I love the Flash on CW. Don't you go knocking that.
all right, but just in general, if it was something, I wouldn't trust it. But because it's HBO, those showrunners, you know, the people that control those shows looked at it and went, okay, yeah, well, we like that, and that. I mean, shit.
Yeah,
that's.
Another thing so another thing I do want to point out that kind of goes into what Ginty's saying about shit being a mess is the Waller. Her name's Amanda Waller, right? They have the Waller show, which is going to have characters from Peacemaker, and they're doing another season of Peacemaker. So you're keeping Peacemaker, right?
Because it's successful. Because it works.
that?
They're not throwing out.
But where do you put it? You going to put it in Elseworlds? You can't put it in your connected thing. Because that's
you
connected
end
to
it.
Ben Affleck and Jason Momoa's Aquaman, and
Yeah, maybe they.
that seems
Maybe-
messy. That's the one that was like.
When does this Flashpoint movie come out again? This is
this year?
June. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know what you do with that. I feel like that's the only one that I'm like, I don't understand how you could possibly like. What are you gonna do with it? You're gonna put it in Elseworlds now?
I do reading a little bit about this Flashpoint thing. I do kind of like that it's got. I mean, there's so many cameos in it. And they really are completely closing the door on the old DC. Like,
they're done.
It's just reading. They're like, we're killing everybody, basically. Like, so
it's the reset.
I think I am
Factory
getting a
reset.
little excited just because I know it's the end of something. Like, so he might be onto something.
He might be,
just
man.
I just in the last 5 minutes have become a little excited for this Flashpoint movie. I've always had a little thing just because the fact that Ezra Miller isn't in jail and that they are clearly like
I'm telling you. Yeah,
this,
I'm telling
this has
you,
got to
this
be
movie has
this
to
has
be
got to be
dope.
a $2 billion movie. So they're like, we're not
better
gonna...
be.
And
This
I'm
had-
hearing that Michael Keaton isn't like a small side character. Everything that I'm reading, he's in the movie. Like he's like
Yeah.
a co-character.
It says Keaton's role is substantial.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I'm like, you're gonna give me Keaton
As
for
Batman.
most of a movie as Batman?
Keaton as Batman, as an 1989 Batman.
That alone, opening weekend.
Yeah.
I'm sold.
I'm
have
fucking
to.
so excited for that.
I
Yeah.
can't wait.
I'm
It's
Batman.
gonna be.
I'm interested. All right. This might be the only DC movie I'm actually like very excited for.
I'm excited for another Superman movie. I know Superman's such the corniest superhero like ever. He's just your typical, but
Wonder Bread.
yeah, 100%. But I can't help but be intrigued anytime Superman's being done live action. Period. No matter what.
I love it.
is.
I fucking love Superman.
Me too.
I
Man
don't.
of Steel is one of the most underrated comic book films of all time.
I
in my
agree.
opinion.
I agree with that. I do
I
agree with that.
love
but
that
usually I
movie.
don't like. And you know what? It's not the movies. I think the movies have portrayed him pretty well. It's just the character in general is just.
Yeah,
It always
this
upsets
cookie
me.
cutter. He's Superman, but like there's something about that just feels good.
Oh, he's very
It's-
alluring. His character is very alluring because it's like so American and so like
yeah.
Dude,
just
he's an alien who is more human than we are.
yeah. Yeah,
Exactly.
and I get that. There's just
Yeah,
other things I don't like
it's-
about. I
I
don't
love
like
it.
when they give him every power in the world. It just makes.
I
It's very
am a little
egotistical.
worried about James Gunn writing and directing. It's funny, I'm totally contradicting myself because I say, yeah, he's writing it. But I'm sitting here thinking about it, and I'm like, a James Gunn. Now that we're breaking down Superman, a James Gunn Superman. I hope
Yeah.
he tries to be a little different than he usually is. Because that kind
Probably
of
not.
humor in Superman, that doesn't. It's
Just
weird.
Don't
I'll watch it,
fuck
but it's weird.
James
Yeah.
Gunn. Don't fuck it up.
Yeah, man. I mean, I'll give him. He hasn't let me down, and I'll give him the benefit of the doubt because whatever he's about to do has to be better than what we got. It has to
Yeah.
be. If it's not great, it at least has to be better than what we were doing before because they had no plan, and DC in general deserves better on the big
Well,
screen.
As far as I think they had a plan, but when they ousted Zack Snyder, that plan went to shit because it was his plan.
Yeah. I wish we could have
Which-
saw it. I really wanted
which-
to see his
but-
two Justice League movies, but I
Yeah,
get it.
looking at
I
some of
get
the
it.
looking at some of the points, the like bullet points from the second movie, it was a little questionable. Got a little weird at the end. Like it's funny because there's been a ton of actors that have played super popular characters that were one-offs that didn't do anything. So what kind of, like, I would say casting for some of these, but I think that would be a whole nother video. Maybe we can go into that later on when they start like maybe announcing people that might be up for it. I don't want to speculate who would be playing these roles yet. But one who was in the DC universe was Will Smith. He was
Yes.
Deadshot. I think he
Big Willie.
did a great job.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
he left just due to scheduling conflicts and the movie being shit. But
Due to scheduling conflicts and movie being absolute garbage. Might add.
so they just apparently announced Bad Boys 4,
Yep.
which I don't think I know that Bad Boys 3 was announced every year for like 6 years before it actually came out.
Mm-hmm.
I would always see Bad Boys 3 coming out, and like then it came out and it was also shit. So it was not good.
I never saw it. I wanted to,
was-
but maybe because they hyped it up for so long that I finally stopped caring. I'm like, because I love Bad Boys 1 and 2. I love the first
Yeah.
two,
Oh,
and I
yeah.
just
I
never
did.
watched the third one. I didn't care. I was like,
Bad Boys 2 got a little full of itself, I think.
It did.
Like
It did.
when movies think that they're like more of a thing than they are, like it's the Fast and the Furious franchise suffered for a little bit by this, where it was like a good little franchise, and then they just thought it was such this hot shit, and that's kind of what Bad Boys 2 kind of did. Like, it's good for, like, the first one was really more down to earth, and like the action seemed not so over the top, and then 3 just went weird, and it was
no idea.
nah.
Yeah.
So I don't know who's actually like asking. Sorry, my secondary headphones are coming out. I don't know if people are actually like clamoring for.
I don't think so either. I mean,
I'll give it a go. I still want to. I still just keep forgetting to set time aside to watch Bad Boys 3 because I loved the first two. I mean, the first
I really
one
liked
alone.
the first two.
I mean, it made a shit ton of money.
It
Did
did.
it? Well,
fucking
there we go.
assload.
Yep,
That's what it is. It always
That's
comes
what
back.
it is. Yeah,
it was
money
made on.
talks.
It was made in $90 million. It made 426.
There you go.
So
there you go. That's why. That's why Bad Boys 4 is coming
350
out.
million.
Yeah.
Yeah, it made $350 million. Yeah, that's
That's a lot of money.
it's just
People were excited. I was excited. I don't fully
Yes.
understand why I haven't watched it. Maybe it's because nobody told me it was dope. Nobody.
It wasn't dope.
That's probably why
That's
I never saw it.
I think it just had the super hype train. I mean, it's got a 6.5 IMDb, 76 on Rotten Tomato, 59 Metacritic. 82% of Google users like the movie.
That's good enough.
So it's not. Yeah, it's good enough to make us to keep going. I mean, why? Why? I mean, why not?
Well,
right?
Why
Yeah.
not? I mean, Will Smith has had a fucking phenomenal career. I mean,
yeah.
so many great roles over the years.
He's one of my favorite actors. I like
I
anytime Will
love
Smith
him.
is in something, I'm like immediately interested. And like that comes first. Like, oh, Will Smith is in it. What is the movie about? You know, like I absolutely love Will Smith. What are some of your guys' favorite Will Smith movies?
I got a list.
I know. I feel like I like most of them. There's not many I don't like.
I did leave a couple out, but only because it's most of the fucking movies he's in. But I mean, obviously, going back just to start the career, I mean, you can't say anything bad about the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. All right, this is where everyone really got to know who Will Smith was, and it was just a fucking feel good, great, and moral fucking show.
It's my favorite sitcom show.
It was fucking
totally
fantastic. And everybody can sing the damn theme song. Still.
Oh yeah.
But I mean,
Yeah.
you go back, I mean, obviously one of his greatest characters is fucking Mike Lowry from fucking Bad Boys.
Yeah, that's one of them. Yeah,
Dude,
Yeah, Mike
I
Lowry.
mean, Independence Day, fucking Men in Black.
Men in Black is the first movie. As soon as I think Will Smith, I picture him in an all black tuxedo, like all black suit.
You know,
Yeah.
in Men in Black.
I'm looking
It's
at-
the first film I think of.
I'm looking at a list of his movies, and he's really kind of fallen off. Like, there's
He's
been a
not
lot
in
of,
class. There's no more classics with Will Smith anymore. Since
No.
Pursuit
I
of
mean,
Happiness,
there
I feel like
hasn't.
that was the last one.
Dude,
so
by far his best performance in any fucking movie he's been in was Pursuit of Happiness.
yeah, so it goes for me. The great ones are Bad Boys, Independence Day, Men in Black. I loved Enemy of the State.
Yep.
Ali, Men in Black 2 was good. Bad Boys 2 was good. I, Robot, Pursuit of
Love
Happiness,
iRobot.
Yep.
I Am Legend. I loved Hancock.
Love iRobot. Oh, I love it.
Hancock
I
was
always
great.
wanted a sequel to Hancock. I really
Yeah.
did. Even though it'd be so different because he was like the whole point of Hancock was he was just a shitty person and like
Yeah.
well not a
Yeah.
shitty person, but you know, he wasn't good at being a superhero for sure. And at
Yeah.
the end of it he's kinda like different. So
Yeah, they told the story. I think it's good.
Yeah,
They don't need
yeah,
to go
somebody
back to that.
explain it. I'm like, oh, maybe guess you don't need it, but I'll take one if you want to do one. I
Dude,
want to know
and
what
then
you
I-
would.
I mean, just look at the great cast he had in the rom-com fucking Hitch.
Yeah.
Fantastic fucking
Love
movie.
Hitch. Love
Dude.
Hitch.
The Legend of
Even like-
Bagger Vance.
Even like Shark Tale was okay.
Love Shark Tale. The cast. y'all know who's in like the people in that movie? Like got like Robert De Niro, Jack.
De Niro's
like the
in it.
cast of that movie is insane. Renee Zellweger, like.
You know,
Yeah.
so I watched Gemini Man on a plane coming back from Vegas. Wasn't too bad. I liked it.
I
was a
saw
good
that
movie.
movie in the theater in because it was hyped up because it was filmed in 120 frames per second.
Yeah, it was very
And
weird.
It
remember-
was, and I saw it in a theater that had the projectors. I went to a Dolby Digital, and yeah, it was crazy. It was like somebody filmed it on an iPhone. Like it was almost hard to watch at some points.
Yeah, I watched it on a screen on a flight, so like the screen definitely wasn't refreshing at 120 hertz, but you could tell like the scaled up version to it. It was very
It's off.
It was weird.
It's weird. I don't like it.
Yeah, it was too fast. Like they did that with They did that with the Hobbit movies, and it just didn't look right. Like our eyes, 60 or 30 is the sweet spot. It's weird because I love to play games at as high of a fresh rate as you possibly can.
That's games, though. Yeah,
But
man,
games
that's
is different. Watching movies and TV shows in higher refresh rate, it just doesn't.
The only
it's like, what the
movie
fuck's
good
happening?
in high refresh rate is Avatar 2. That's the only time where I was like, oh, this works, but it's because it works with the 3D, and the high refresh rate with the 3D made the 3D look insane, you know?
Yeah.
So I feel like that's the only time you should have it.
Have you watched it at home on your regular TV?
No, it's not out yet. I haven't got to.
Oh, no, Gemini Man.
Oh, Gemini Man? No, I never watched it again. Never wanted to.
So I didn't see it in the theaters. I saw it at home, and I thought it looked fucking fine.
Really?
I thought it was fine. I never saw it in the theaters, so
maybe they released it. Maybe they released it regular because they shot it, but maybe they scaled it down.
They might have scaled it down for the digital and
like maybe in 4K or whatever. I don't fucking know, but I thought it was good. I actually enjoyed the movie.
The CGI de-aging was bomb until the end. It turned into a PlayStation 3 game. I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
It was like jarring.
Yeah.
But,
even Bright was still pretty decent too on Netflix.
I love that movie. I really love that movie. I watched it several times. I do want to see another one. I tried to watch
it. I couldn't get into it. I kept falling asleep during it. I kept putting it on too late, so maybe I should go back and watch it.
It created such an interesting world that I wanted more of. And then just like I said before, you have Will Smith in something, I feel like it automatically elevates any movie a little bit, no matter what.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, he's got that blockbuster feel to him. Like he's just he just feels like a big name actor, even though, I mean, he has been in some gigantic movies, he's not the biggest movie star, but he is.
But I feel like everyone knows him, you know?
Yeah. No, I can't say that he isn't. It's
definitely a household name.
It's weird that his body of work isn't bigger and more, I want to say, isn't more successful, because when you like to us, people who watch a ton of movies, a ton of recognizable films, but I feel like some of them just aren't. It's almost like he's appears bigger and more famous than I don't know what I'm saying. I'm kind of spinning in circles here with it.
Yeah, I mean,
I think he's been in like huge films that impacted the culture, like Independence Day, Men in Black. I mean, even his portrayal of Muhammad Ali. I mean, that was huge. That was huge. Did you guys ever see King Richard?
No,
I didn't.
I think that performance is the only performance he's done that could rival Pursuit of Happiness. His performance in King Richard was, I mean, he won the Oscar for it after he smacked Chris Rock. They should do Hancock and have Chris Rock be the villain.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh my God. Jesus.
Oh my God.
He won the Oscar for that.
That'd be a great crossover.
That was a perfect time to get banned from the Oscars. I mean, you won your Oscar. Be like, all right, I don't need to come back. I have this.
I don't need to come
Got
back.
it now. Leave me alone.
And I slapped the shit out of Chris Rock.
Slap one of my favorite stand-up comedians of all time. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Speaking of favorite comedians.
Oh. What are some of your guys' favorite comedians of all time?
My favorite stand-up comedian of all time will always be Eddie Murphy. Just off the two, Delirious and Raw. I mean, I grew up watching those. That got me into stand-up comedy. So he's my number one. And then not in order, because I always mess it up. Dave Chappelle, Bill Burr, Bernie Mac, and Dane Cook. That's my top 5. Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, that's pretty much mine.
Really?
I'm gonna cross off people you name, and then I'll name what I have left.
Okay, that's cool. We got like pretty similar. That's cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
So Eddie Murphy's huge for me. Chris Rock has put me in stitches. Some of Kevin Hart's stuff's pretty good.
Yeah, Kevin Hart gets me. Yeah.
Bill Burr is one of my all-time favorites. And then Bernie Mac. I was gonna say, where I lost him here. Oh, Patrice O'Neal was one of my favorites. He's just so goddamn funny. Obviously Dave Chappelle, just the GOAT.
Oh God.
I like Louis C.K.
Love Louis C.K. He's in my top 10. Like if I had to expand beyond the top 5, Louis C.K.
It's weird because you know who I absolutely love in everything but stand-up is Ricky Gervais.
Yeah, like I feel. Well, although I thought Humanity was a very good stand-up show on Netflix, I liked that one.
I don't think
Humanity
I saw it,
was pretty good, but I feel you. I don't really get into much of his stand-up either. He dropped, but
everything else he does is amazing. Yeah,
he's
everything he does.
Yeah.
I'm trying to see here. Patton Oswalt's great.
I haven't seen much Patton Oswalt
he's really
doing
good.
Stand-up.
Other than acting, I haven't seen anything of his stand-up.
I think Delirious is the best stand-up comedy show ever, and if I had to put one under it, it would be Dane Cook's what is it, Circle of Insanity?
Vicious Circle.
Vicious Circle. That's what it is. Vicious Circle.
So
I would put that second.
Vicious. So that was the special HBO special that was recorded in Boston for that. My ex-girlfriend is the girl that ran on stage and made out with her best friend for him.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't think I ever saw that. I don't remember that one too much. But I used to sweat Harmful if Swallowed and what's the other one? I can't remember the other name of it. Those two were my favorite. The Vicious Circle one was all right to me, but Harmful if Swallowed, like his early stuff was
Yeah.
I used to listen to that all the time.
Yeah.
We used to quote it. Me and my friends used to quote it to each other all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, Chappelle is like weird. He's like on another level of his comedy. It's not like it's not
almost a god level. It's like it's a different tier. Like
it
not
really
many
is.
people are on that tier.
I just watched Neil Brennan, the guy who co-wrote Chappelle Show with him.
He's great.
Yeah, I just watched his stand-up, and that was fantastic. The way it ended was
so
like
good.
One of my favorite comedy specials of all time. Just the way he ended it and brought it all around. Yeah, Chappelle's like not, because he's not like like wildly funny. You know, it's like a more cerebral, like double entendre, super tongue in cheek. Like, holy shit, he just said that.
There's so many layers to like his jokes.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's insane. What do you guys think of Bernie Mac?
Oh, I love Bernie Mac. He's one of my
Bernie Mac was a legend.
The Kings of Comedy. The Kings of Comedy.
Oh, I love the Kings of Comedy
DVD. I watched that so many times.
Me too. Yep, that was my first introduction. D.L. Hewley. It was the first time I had ever seen him as in Kings of Comedy. Cedric's set on that was great. Steve Harvey hosting was great. Yeah, I love the Kings of Comedy so much. They're actually having a tour. Not the Kings of Comedy, but Cedric the Entertainer and D.L. Hewley are there, and DC Young
from
whatever
the
his name is.
85th South Show or whatever.
Yep, and Mike
they're
Epps.
pretty funny too.
They're all coming to the city that I live in, like a couple blocks away. Yeah, which is crazy.
Oh, that's dope. The 85th or 89th Road Show or whatever. It's like these Southern dudes. It's DC Young Fly's on there and two other guys, and all they do their entire show is just crowd work, and it's fucking awesome. Like you can go on YouTube and type in DC Young Fly, and just like it's I forget the name of the comedy show, but it's like the 85th and Road show or something like that. And that's all they do. They just go to a giant stadium full of people and just shit on everybody. And they're super funny. It's so
That's
so funny.
awesome. You know who does really good crowd work? You ever seen Andrew Schultz?
Yes. Yeah.
His crowd work is some of the best. Like, he doesn't come out and even have anything. It's just crowd work almost for the entire time. He's one of those newer guys that I'm really into. I see a lot of newer people on like TikTok and stuff, and I'll be like, oh, I don't know who this is, and I look up their stuff. And stand-up comedy, man, that must be just such a hard thing to do.
Oh yeah, 100%. I used to be super into it when back when I had like cable back in the day on Comedy Central would do like the stand-up Fridays or Saturdays. One of those days they would just play like 6 hours of stand-up comedy, and that's how I started like getting to know a bunch of stand-up artists, like comedians, and just oh man, so many funny fucking people. You know who I really used to love too, actually, that I just remembered? Mitch Hedberg.
Yep.
Do you guys remember Mitch Hedberg?
I don't think
so
I know who
funny.
that is.
Do yourself a huge favor and go look up his like main stand-up. He just does a bunch of like one-liner like one-liner jokes that it's his one special. I can't remember the name of it. Let me look it up while I'm talking. He passed away from an overdose, but his it's just so funny. You can look up like his one-liners, and the audience will just like not laugh, and then you'll just hear a couple people like because they get it. But it's such like sketchy. Let me see if I can find one right now. I love one of them is like I really like to eat rice because it's like, you know, it's really delicious in case I ever want to eat 1,000 of something. And just shit like that. I can't really emulate him on me right now, but it's do yourself a favor and go like watch like the best of Mitch Hedberg. It's
I'll check it out for sure.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of other.
So I still have a good list here.
Yeah, what you got, BT?
So I mean, I've crossed off the big ones like Bernie Mac, Eddie Murphy. Oh fuck! I don't even remember why I crossed him off. Oh no, I moved him. That's why. So either way, this is in no particular order whatsoever, but like Jeff Foxworthy.
I was gonna say him like 2 minutes ago. I was gonna bring
Jeff
him
Foxworthy, fucking Ron White, Bill Engvall, that whole blue collar comedy tour. All those fucking guys are hysterical. Jeff Dunham is a fantastic comedian, and he's got the whole ventriloquism thing, and it fucking works. He kills it.
Hey, he's going to Manchester like next week if you want to go see him. He's
I'll
right
be in Florida.
That's right. Yeah.
Damn,
I don't.
See him.
Dude, Bert Kreischer
doesn't do it for you, Mike.
No, he just doesn't. I don't know.
It happens. It happens, man.
Hey,
comedy is very.
And
comedy is one of the most subjective things in the world.
Yeah, and not to say that if I sat down and watched his special, I'm not going to laugh. I just don't seek it out. I just don't.
No.
Yeah, Bert Kreischer is really good too. I actually saw Tom Segura at the Hampton Beach Casino Ballroom. I forgot all about him.
Oh, dope.
Yep.
One of my favorite too.
Going back old school. I mean, not old school. Okay, so for you guys, an old prop comic, fucking Carrot Top, fucking
Carrot Top. Yeah.
Dude, I saw him. I used to see him on TV, and I get a kick out of him. We went and saw him in Vegas, and man, he fucking killed it. He was awesome.
You better not put Gallagher on this goddamn list.
Oh, Gallagher's on the list. Gallagher was a huge part of my childhood. So I was watching Gallagher on HBO specials when I was, 6 years old. All right.
You got to throw George Carlin on there too. Carlin's great.
George Carlin.
George Carlin. Just supposed to say George Carlin. That's crazy.
George Carlin. Richard Pryor.
Richard Pryor has to be on.
Robin Williams. Rodney Dangerfield, Sam Kinison.
Have you ever heard of him?
Yeah, I don't know who Sam Kinison is.
You got to go back. He's actually in a couple of movies from the 80s. He's a very loud and boisterous fucking comedian. One of my favorite comedians, who's newer, been doing it for quite some time now, but he's still a newer persona in comedy. Fucking Fluffy dude. Gabriel Iglesias. I've always liked him. Yeah.
For him, I don't like some of the persona that he has is back to me, but he has had some really funny. I was listening to one of his things in Boston one time, and it was pretty good. Some of it, like, I don't know, maybe it's just I just find him annoying sometimes, but it's weird.
What do you guys think of Bob Saget?
Bob Saget was a fucking legend.
Is why
He was awesome. Yeah,
he's not Danny. He is not Danny Tanner.
No, and he had to be. Like,
that was the
he had to let you
craziest
know.
thing.
Yeah.
That was the craziest thing the first time I heard his stand up. I was like, what?
Wait, what?
What's
What did he say?
Is he drunk? Oh, he is
Yeah.
drunk. Oh, okay.
But there's this new kid that he's been around for a little bit now. I found him on TikTok over the past few months, and I've been following him, and I keep seeing his shit just keeps popping up, and I can't stop watching the fucking videos. He just does not give a shit what he says, and I fucking love it. Matt Rife.
I've been seeing him on TikTok.
Dude, he's
dope.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
I
he's
love
dope.
it.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
does not give a fuck.
No.
I like Trevor Wallace too. You see Trevor Wallace's sketches. He's hilarious. I actually want to see him. I think he was coming around. I want to say he was coming to Boston like later this summer. I want to try and go check him out. I actually like Pete Davidson too.
Oh yeah, I really like
he's
Pete
hilarious.
Davidson's, yeah. And Chris D'Elia,
Yeah.
I think I like him a lot too.
Dude, Lenny Clark.
Lenny Clark's good.
Saw him at Tupelo last year.
Really?
Or the year before, yeah. right before the pandemic. So pre-pandemic, I saw him at Tupelo.
Have you guys
He
ever
was
gone to a
fucking
stand-up
awesome.
comedy show?
Yep. I said I went to Tom Segura last summer.
Oh yeah, you did say.
I just said I was at Lenny
all right.
Clark. I saw Carrot Top in Vegas.
I'm not even here. I'm not even on the same podcast. I'm on a completely different podcast. I'm sorry.
Welcome to the podcast, Jamie, everybody.
Lay off of your baby.
I just went. I want to say.
I tried to do a segue and it just crashed.
I want to say August or October. I went right here in Manchester. They do ones for like $20 on Friday nights. They do just stand up, and I keep saying I should go more often because it's just local guys, and it's pretty fun, and you'll be in a room with like 15 people, so it's like you crowd work is amazing because you're just like there. One of the guys made my girlfriend laugh, and she snorted. She snorts sometimes when she laughs. And he goes, "Can I tell you that's like fucking crack cocaine to a stand-up comedian? to anybody making someone laugh and they snort? Oh my god, I love you." And he just kept going. He kept attacking her and like going at it. It was so funny. And then he's like, "Is your boyfriend here?" And he's like, "This guy's your boyfriend." He goes, "Oh, I better stop messing around with you. Gonna stand up and kick my ass." And like, it was pretty funny.
Yeah, when I went to one, first one I went to was in Manhattan, and he just called me out, and he's like, "What's a famous woman you think is attractive?" And I said Rihanna. It was just the first one that came to mind, and he started cracking on me that I said Rihanna so fast. He's like, "Wow, he had that ready to go, Rihanna." I was like, "Damn, I don't know why I had that ready to go, but I did say it pretty quick." But it's amazing seeing it in person. Like I crack up on TV, but when I'm there and I don't know about other stand-up comedy shows, but both of them that I went to, you have to buy an alcoholic drink both times. Because I also saw the guy from SNL who plays Donald Trump Jr. on SNL. I can't spacing on his name, but he's on SNL. I went and saw him for my bachelor party, and it was the same thing. It was like a 2-drink limit. You had to get at least 2 drinks. So it's like I'm getting lit while I'm watching these comedy shows, so I'm laughing even harder. It's like a completely different experience.
Well, that was like with when we were in Vegas for Carrot Top. So this was almost 10 years ago we went. It was when me and my wife were first together. That was our first real big vacation we went on. We went to Vegas, and so we got front row, almost center for Carrot Top. And he does his whole prop thing and does his whatever, but he also goes down and works the crowd as well, which was pretty fucking awesome. So, he's also sponsored by Crown Royal. So, Crown Royal bottles come floating down from the rafters, and he's sitting there doing shots the whole fucking time. So he's getting wasted while doing his show, but he's
That's
also
dope.
coming out and giving us shots of Crown as well.
Oh, wow.
So he happens to come down, he's doing his bit, and he's literally talking to the crowd, and he's walking right by, he walks right by me, and just stops in mid fucking bit and goes, "Whoa, tits. Good for you." As he's pointing at me.
That's funny.
That's wild.
But yeah, she's got some big ones.
All right.
I think that's
time for
about
the
it.
drink?
Time for the drink of the week. You said you had something special.
Good segue into your drink of the week. Drink of the week.
Speaking of beverages, got a good, nice drink of the week for you. I don't know what I'm going to call it yet. Well,
I should probably stop drinking coffee. It's 9:45.
Yeah, I feel you. I've
hate
been there. Yeah,
So-
I should probably
needed
stop
it.
drinking this.
so this is, I'm going to call it, and you've all heard of an apple teeny. I'm going to make an apple pie martini.
I like that.
Pie.
So, I mean,
pie.
obviously it says, these measurements, 1.5 of this, half of this, half of this. No, fuck it.
Eyeball
Dude, Coke don't
Not
measure.
That's not how Coke rolls.
Coke don't measure.
Just
So
eyeball.
it says
Measure.
1.5 ounces of vodka. No.
He eyeballs it with his eyes closed.
1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that looks pretty good.
So amazed that you just take these in one shot. Equally amazed every time. I can't wait to see this.
So instead of traditional like apple pucka to make it the sour apple teeny, no, fucking
Yeah.
apple pie Dr. McGillicuddy, baby. Let's go.
Yep. I like that.
Oh, it smells so fucking good.
The
And it says
name
half,
McGillicuddy gives me PTSD.
it says half an ounce, but no.
Do 2 ounce. There you go. Get the real apple pie. No, I didn't mean 2. Okay.
Yeah,
And,
okay, fine, do it.
And then it says, orange liqueur, triple sec, Contra, whatever. I actually have citronge, orange liqueur. Oh, it stuff smells so good.
The
And
pop sound was great.
Oh yeah. Ready?
Ooh, it was better the second time, I swear.
Oh, it usually is. It says a half ounce of that. There we go. No. Look at that. Even brought the shaker. Pretty glass. We're getting fancy up here tonight. I could not have made that more fucking perfect.
Beautiful. Now you just need like a toasted marshmallow on it, or maybe some breadcrumbs,
Smells pretty good.
some brown
Fucking-
sugar around the rim. I'll pay $9 for that.
I got a pretzel rod.
There you go.
Cheers.
Absolutely.
That is a fucking apple pie.
Yeah. Now you just need a scoop of vanilla ice cream with it.
Ooh, that sounds delicious.
Oh,
But yeah, that's all we
I should have used the whip. I should have used whip
Should've used the
vodka.
Pinnacle Whip. I was gonna say, where's the Pinnacle Whip?
You should
Oh well, you can't win
Maybe
them all.
next time.
Yeah.
Well, Toke's gonna go probably,
Die.
I don't know, dig into something, because after that I'd be getting the drunkies. But
Good.
and I'm going to stop drinking this coffee. I'm going to hit the hay because it's getting late. Been up all day. But from all of us at Personified Fandom, You can reach me at Dags Reviews. I'm still continuing my top 100. I'm almost about halfway done, I'd say. About halfway through my movie list. Josh, what are you doing?
Personified fandom stuff. Check out the Personified fandom TikTok. Check out, the clips that we're dropping on Facebook. We will have audio podcasts coming at some point. We're still working on that, trying to get that stuff together. Check out the clips, subscribe. If you're at this point in the video, hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. It helps. You guys are watching it. Some of you guys.
So kick us on. What are you up to lately? Other than making fantastic drinks.
I'll be making more fantastic drinks or just taking shotguns on TikTok. So you can find me there at toke.24_NR. That's where I am most of the time. You can also find me at Eric Tokeno at Facebook or Toke Unofficial on Instagram.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we'll see you next week. Peace out.
Hell yeah. Oh, hey, look at you. You made it to the end of the video. Well, if you like what you saw, be sure to hit that like button. Also, hit that subscribe button. Should be over here, I hope. Also, check out some of the other videos we have on the channel right over here. Do it. Click the video. Click the video. Dude.